joining me on the show to discuss more of the Nigerian Premier Football League is a sport journalist, a former athlete with the Nigerian Athletics Federation. Yes, he turns journalist, no other but Awoni Dayo. Super dear, good to have you join us on the show this morning. Such a pleasure having you on Signature Sport.
Good morning, Frank. It's my pleasure to be on one of the most reputable programs that you can think of in Nigeria, and it's my pleasure to be your guest this morning. Thank you very much for having me.
All right, quickly, Dayo, let's look at what went down in the Nigerian Premier Football League. We saw wins all across the federation. Let's start with the one that went down in the home of the defending champions, Enugu Rangers against Abia Warriors. 1-0 that game ended. Was it a result that you are comfortable with the defending champion, or for you a win is a win?
I think what matters most this time around is for this club to be grinding results at the end of the day. You remember Enugu Rangers traveled to Remo Stars home in the Kennel last week, and they couldn't win Remo Stars over there. Remo Stars that they are having 100% record, they maintain their record in their home last week. But you know what transpired between Ogunbodede and Fidelity State. We know they are friends, and at the end of the day, after the match, there was one or two words that was spoken by the two coaches. But people were thinking probably that will first rank up. At the end of the day, they said it's not going to cover. Fidelity State people going back to Rangers, and the people say, I'm talking about the flying hearted going back to the cathedral and grinding the result against Abia Warriors. And Abia Warriors have not been fantastic this season. As the defending champion, they know what it takes to be the champion. And again, going back to their home after their defeat against Remo Stars and they get the result, I think it's a good thing for them. And they didn't see it as a surprise because Rangers International, they have quality players that can prosecute their games for them. And that is why they are gradually guiding the momentum, and win against Abia Warriors is a good thing for them to spread them ahead of their next matches.
All right, let's look at the table toppers, talking about coach Finidi's George Rivers United. Their win over the weekend took them to the top of the Nigerian Premier Football League. It seems that Finidi George, what he could not do with Aimba, he wants to do it with Rivers United.
Finidi George, you know what transpired. We don't need to go back to the old scenario. I think Finidi George really want to prove point that being in Nigeria for a while now, it's something that's already understand the terrain. Now, going there to Rivers United, in the first instance, people were thinking probably it may not be able to get the result. But right now, it's gradually grinding and it's on the top of the table now. I believe many contenders now will be taking it serious. They don't, because they know his pedigree, they know what he can do. Being former coach of Super Eagles of Nigeria and also coaching the Npfl International, already the experience is there. So I think the result that he got is something that people need to really be looking at his direction. The likes of Remo Stars, Rangers, now they will know that Rivers United that have represented Nigeria in the continent on several occasions, they are still there right now. They want to contend and win at the end of the day. And having Finidi George with experience as their handler right now, I think is an added advantage for them. So going forward, I think people will be looking up to Rivers United.
All right, let's look at one of the biggest games that went down in the weekend. The return of a certain Ahmed Musa, former coach of the Super Eagles of Nigeria, is currently playing with Kano Pillars and is braced help his team to defeat their opponent. Talking about the Sunshine Stars of Akure. We love our players returning to the league and showing why the league should be invested in. Don't you agree with some of these assertions created by sport fans all over the federation?
Spot on. I think this is a good thing for Nigeria Nigeria Premier Football League. You know, Ahmed Musa was once the highest goal scorer when he was playing for Kano Pillars, and already he knows the terrain when it comes to Npfl. And coming back again, not only him coming back, with Shehu Abdullahi also joining him in Kano Pillars. I think Shehu Besugida, they should be grateful that they had the likes of the two players playing for them. And coming back at this time around, recording scoring brace for them. I think he has just registered his name in the mind of people. is a big publicity for Nigeria Premier Football League. Many people want to.
Oh, go on, Mr. Dio.
Yes, yes. So you know that Ahmed Musa also is holding the highest cap when it comes to Nigeria play international that plays for Nigeria. So seeing him play for Kano Pillars, I think is a great thing that will happen to our league this time around. So it's a good thing for him coming back and score 2 goals. And many people also will be wary of Kano Pillars right now with the calibers of players that they have in their city. Kano Pillars also, they are going to be the major contender when it comes to Npfl this season.
I quite agree with you when it comes to a contendership for the Nigerian Premier Football League title for 2024-2025 season. All right, let's move over now to another team that had a change of guard despite their win over the weekend. I'm talking about no other but the Ali boys from Lobby Stars. Lobby Stars over the weekend won 1-0, but Coach Agbaje had to be sacrificed for Amonike to take for Omokachi, I beg your pardon, to take over. It seems that this season is a season of new coaches.
New coaches, ex-internationals coming back. We have the like of Mama Kakpabo in the Emmanuel Amunike. We have the likes of Finidi George, and now Daniel Amokati coming back to coach Lobby Star. I think the competition this season will be very, very high. Lobby Star, they have a popular saying that shoe get size, Okrika get quality. And before you go to Lobby Star before now in Npfl Stadium and defeat them, it's always a difficult terrain for any club to go there. And
all right, trying to establish a connection with man. It seems the network is acting up, but we'll definitely get him back on the line.
I'm guessing having him in the kitty of Lobby Star this time around is going to be a great addition for them. No doubt about it. You know, he was first coach of Kaduna United before when they were playing Npfl, and right now coming back again after so many years. I think it's going to be a good thing for our league. It's a good thing for our league, and as well, Lobby Star. People will come out to watch great counter this time around.
All right, before we wrap up from the Nigerian Premier Football League, let's talk about the most controversial game over the weekend, and that's the game between Aimba Football Club and the opponent Castina United, where when the game was going on, there was power outage and the game could not be completed yesterday. It had to be completed in the early hours of this morning. Such a controversial one, we must say, but the scoreline didn't change. It remained the same.
3-0 for Yimba International. Remember when everything just was with the Yimba International, Yemi being the assistant coach, and since Yemi has taken over, Yemi Olariwaju has taken over as the coach of Yimba, he has really proved to them. They went to the continent, they couldn't do much, but coming back now, you can see that in Yimba, people celebrate their showing, people that the class is permanent. What is it called? Can be temporary. The form can be temporary, but the class is permanent. You know, in Yimba, they've been there on several occasions under Anyasi, and right now they are still showing under Kanu Wako that the pedigree that they had before now, they are still proving to people that they have it. So I'm not surprised if they think Castina United, when it comes to Npfl record and other stuff, I don't think they are matched to Enyimba, and right now they just show to them that being one of the top club in Nigeria, they can't just lie down in silence and allow any other club to just come and override them, most especially when it comes to their home in Aba. So it's a good result for Enyimba International.
All right, a good result indeed for the likes of Aimba Football Club. And quickly, we look at the Npfl table and see how the teams are currently placed after match day 5, Mr. Dio. Surprisingly, Rivers United goes top of the table and Aimba is seated second. Remo Stars have been dethroned and they occupy the 3rd position. But for Enugu Rangers, defending champions, they are 4th on the table. Should we expect any changes come match day 6, 7 and 8, or you expect the league table to remain the same up until match day 38? This is one question I love to ask every week.
I must tell you that one of the unpredictable, what is it called, league in the whole world is Npfl. Sometimes you will see that just only 1 point that will separate the winner from the other. In fact, sometimes we've seen a situation by which at the end of the season, just only go different, separate the winner from the other. So I don't think Rivers United can just win the league the way it is right now. I think Enyimba, Rangers International, and other clubs that are contending with them right now, they will not just allow them to just go ahead and win it. So they know what it takes to compete in the continent, and they still want to maintain the pedigree. So I'm expecting changes. Raymond Star may eventually come top, but Rangers International also, they have what it takes. They have the players as well to destroy them. Enyimba International, they have good players that can contend with any other players in Npfl. So it's between Rangers International, Enyimba International, Raymond Star, and Rivers United at the end of the day.
All right, Mr. Dayo, always a pleasure having you join me on the show today. But before I let you go, Ikorodu United winless in 5. Should they be looking at the NNL, talking about the second division of the Nigerian Premier Football League, or you see them remaining in the Nigerian Premier Football League despite the early setbacks?
It's going to be a Kilimanjaro mountain for Ikorodu United to climb at the end of the day, for them to remain in it. You know, Ikorodu United, they are just coming up. They are just like a little bride right now, like a bride that everybody just wants to marry at the end of the day. So that's what is happening to Ikorodu United. You know, it's an individual owned club side, and they are just coming. They don't have the calibers of players that other this big. They don't have the money like the money spenders of this Npfl league club side. So I think it will be difficult for them to stay afloat at the end of the season. But in football, they said it's not over until it's finally over. I'm not writing them up, but it's going to be on Mount Everest for them at the end of the day, for them to climb and remain in Npfl.
All right, Mr. Dayo, I wish I can let you stay, but unfortunately, I had to let you go. But one man is saying that he's still jobless at this time, a former coach of the Super Eagles of Nigeria, Coach Osepesero. He says he's still jobless and nobody's coming for him.
If he's good enough, very soon countries will come for him.
In one word, or rather in one sentence, if he's good enough, countries will come for him. All right, thank you, Mr. Dayo Awoni. It's such a pleasure having you on Signature Sport this morning. Hopefully we do this again some other time.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure.